While hiking a remote high-altitude trail, a group of adventurers got more than they bargained for. Their detector suddenly picked up a strange signal coming from beneath the snow. Curious, they started digging only to uncover what looked like the body of a bizarre, unknown creature.
I got a very strong signal. What? What? What the heck is that thing? Oh my god.
Some are convinced it might be a Yeti. But is it a genuine discovery or an elaborate hoax? And if it is staged, how on earth would someone pull off something this convincing in the middle of nowhere? A group of hikers found themselves deep within the snowy wilderness of Finland. The only sounds were the crunch of boots on frozen ground and the whisper of wind through the trees until everything changed.
Mistä vitusta toi tulee?
Out of nowhere, a strange metallic hum pierced the silence, not from the forest itself, but from the sky above. It was cold, mechanical, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. The hikers stood frozen, staring upward as the unsettling sound echoed through the treetops for nearly 10 minutes. They caught it all on camera, but to this day, no expert has been able to explain what it was. No animals, no machinery, no natural cause, just a haunting hum in the Finnish wilderness, and a mystery that still has no answer. Two friends decided to explore an abandoned train station in East Belgium one night, hoping for a bit of thrill and adventure. As they arrived, a strange atmosphere hung in the air, unnaturally quiet, yet filled with distant, unsettling sounds. There were faint thuds, the screeching of metal, and an eerie mechanical humming that seemed to come from somewhere behind the old, rusting trains.
What the fuck, ouwe? Wat is... Oh, weet ik zit kanker in.
Drawn toward the noise, the two stumbled upon a massive, dark warehouse standing silently behind the tracks. The sound seemed to be coming from inside. As they moved closer to investigate, the unsettling noises only grew louder and more complex, as if something or someone was at work in the shadows. Then, out of nowhere, flashlights flickered on in the distance. Several figures appeared on the tracks, moving slowly and deliberately, scanning the area with intent.
Gasten, lopen er mensen in de trein? Ze hebben helmen op. What the fuck gebeurt daar? Er lopen gewoon mensen in die trein en we horen kanker en je muziek. Zullen we dichterbij? Gast, ik wil kijken, ouwe. Ik moet weten wat er is. Ik moet het weten. Niemand gaat er gaan voor het stuk doorrijden.
Friends froze, realizing these people weren't just passing by. They were searching. Spooked, the pair retreated, hiding in the dark and watching as the mysterious figures in overalls moved methodically through the station. Despite their fear, curiosity got the better of them. They waited until the coast seemed clear, then went back in for one final look. The sounds were even stranger now, less random, more rhythmic, almost like a hidden pattern or signal.
What the fuck? Filmen.
Suddenly, the flashlights returned, this time closer than before. In a panic, the friends sprinted back to their car and fled the area. Still unsettled and eager to understand what they had witnessed, the two approached some women living nearby. When they asked about the noises and the men, the women did not explain, just a warning. It's dangerous near those tracks at night. Months later, the friends couldn't let it go. They returned to the site, hoping to find answers. The sounds were still there, just as mechanical, just as haunting. The men in overalls were still patrolling the tracks and the warehouse, almost like guardians of a forgotten secret. Then, without warning, a scream shattered the silence. Loud, human, terrified.
Die geluiden goed kunnen horen. Ik zie mensen lopen in de trein. Trein. Ik hoor je schreeuwen. Ja, mensen schreeuwen. Ik hoor ook mensen schreeuwen, hoor. Gast! Yo! What the fuck? Ik weet niet of je het hoorde. Maar ik hoorde net een man schreeuwen. Okay, dit.
Panicked once again, they ran. But this time, they couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't just hearing things. They were being watched. Desperate to find out what was going on, they eventually spoke to a hotel receptionist in the nearby town.
Eerie, ik weet dat hij een scarecrow is voor acteurs, misschien dat het daar nog was.
Dus een scarecrow, dankjewel. Hoe dan daar geluiden en zo maken?
Ja, dat is van die scarecrow.
The conversation finally revealed pieces of the mystery, but whether the full truth was ever uncovered, or if they even wanted to know it, remains unclear. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most entertaining hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's gonna stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. When we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Just make sure you're subscribed and have liked the video. Want a better chance to win? Drop a comment with your thoughts on the clips. Now let's dive back into the video. This person stumbled upon something truly chilling during a visit to the notorious Gilson Cemetery in Nashua, a place steeped in ghost stories and eerie folklore. In a TikTok video that's quickly gaining attention, Amy performs a 360-degree scan of the graveyard, only to reveal a mysterious, shadowy figure lurking in the background.
Do me a favor, go to Google Maps right now from wherever you are. Put in Gilson Cemetery, Nashua, New Hampshire. It is a historical site rumored to be haunted, blah, blah. Go on Street View, take a 360, and take a little stroll down the road. Just look. There's a ghost right there.
While some skeptics are quick to dismiss it as just a blurry passerby, Amy is convinced there's more to it, something not entirely of this world. Gilson Cemetery has long been haunted by tales of a ghostly woman in white, the haunting cries of a lost baby, and now, maybe, a new spirit caught on camera. Back in 2022, a TikToker named Kelly was venturing through the wild swamps of Florida's Everglades when she caught something strange on camera. It was a long, snake-like creature she'd never seen before. So bizarre, she wondered if she'd just discovered an entirely new species? Any guesses what it might have been? While driving alone through the desolate back roads of West Texas, a man spotted something that made his blood run cold. Far ahead, motionless in the middle of an abandoned lease road, stood a mysterious figure cloaked in a long, white gown. There was something off about it, something deeply unnatural. As he crept closer, heart pounding, the figure suddenly vanished into thin air. No sound, no trace, no explanation. It wasn't a statue. It wasn't a person. So what was it? A train was gliding through the peaceful Australian countryside. Everything seemed perfectly normal. But then, something strange happened. Out of nowhere, a white shape appeared by the tracks. At first, it looked like a swirl of mist, but then it began to take shape. It drifted silently across the tracks and vanished, just like that. The eerie part? The person filming didn't even notice it at the time. It was only later, when viewers started commenting, that they realized they might have caught something chilling on camera. A ghost. It was supposed to be just a fun camping trip, a group of friends hiking deep into the forest, and they decided to take some photos to remember it all. One of them, an experienced backpacker, decided to take a group photo before they packed up and left. At first glance, everything seemed normal. But when they looked back at the image later, something didn't sit right. There was a figure, faint, almost hidden, lurking in the tree. No one remembers seeing anyone else out there. No footsteps, no voices, just the quiet of the woods. So who, or what, was watching them from the shadows? A few hours ago, this person was just at home, heading into the bathroom. Nothing unusual until they opened the window. That's when they heard it.
Was zur Hölle?
A strange, distant noise echoing from the forest. It sounded like a massive crowd, like a stadium full of people shouting all at once. But here's the creepy part. They live in a tiny village in the middle of nowhere, Austria. No stadiums nearby, no events, just forest, mountains, and silence. Even weirder, they've always felt uneasy in those woods, like something's watching, like they're not supposed to be there. So what was it? Who or what was out there making that noise where no one should be? A group of fishermen off the coast of Bays couldn't believe their eyes. In the middle of the vast ocean, drifting alone on a tiny patch of floating debris, sat a man, calm, quiet, and completely unbothered. No waving for help, no signs of fear, just an eerie, almost surreal stillness, like he was meditating in the face of death. No one knows how he got there, no shipwreck, no distress call, just him, serene and silent, like he belonged to the sea. Rescuers arrived just in time to pull him to safety. But long after he was gone, one question remained. Who was the chilled man? This person was driving down a quiet road in Kentucky when suddenly, a deer darted right in front of him. He had to swerve hard just to avoid hitting it. But then he notices something strange. The deer isn't running off like you'd expect. Instead, it's standing completely still, almost frozen. Curiosity gets the better of me, so he decided to pull over and head back for a closer look. That's when things get weird. Right next to the deer was a pale, almost glowing white figure. At first, he thinks his eyes must be playing tricks on him, but the more he stares, the clearer it becomes. It's like something out of a ghost story, standing silently beside the animal, unmoving. So, here's the question. Who or what was that shadowy presence? Was it just his imagination, or something far more chilling lurking in the Kentucky woods? This eerie image first made waves on Reddit back in 2020, accompanied by a bone-chilling caption. And honestly, at first glance, it's hard to argue. According to the post, The hunter had been making his way through a dim, misty forest when he noticed something strange, tall, motionless, and shaped like a human. It stood silently at the tree line, almost camouflaged against the forest floor. The hunter was convinced he wasn't alone. Something or someone was watching him. To him, it could only be a cryptid. But then, the internet did what it does best. Curious users began to analyze the image, zooming in and comparing details. And slowly, the truth began to emerge. It wasn't a creature at all. It was moss. More specifically, a type of moss or bark growth known as polyore, which can sometimes form oddly symmetrical, almost human-like shapes, especially in cold, damp forests like this one. So, what looked like a forest monster? It turned out to be nothing more than nature's twisted sense of humor, tricking our minds into seeing something that was never really there. A video shared by Reddit user Rick Muffk comes from Dion, India, a place where locals often report hearing eerie cries and chilling screams near the railway tracks after dark, long after everyone else has gone home. Many believe these haunting sounds are the restless spirit of a woman who tragically lost her life in a train accident right at that very spot. Travelers passing through say they're gripped by an unshakable coldness, as if an unseen presence is silently watching them. The sounds don't match any known animal, so could there be some truth behind this ghostly tale? This person was flying over the Amazon in a creaky helicopter, scouting for wildlife shots. Below, the river twisted through dense jungle like a silver snake, until he realized one of the snakes wasn't the river. There it was, a massive serpent, over 30 feet long, gliding just under the surface. Its head broke the water, dark eyes, thick scales, moving slowly and sure like it ruled the jungle. He snapped photos, heart racing. From the sky, it was incredible. But he knew if he'd been hiking below, that thing could have swallowed him whole. Nature had made its point. Again. Back in August 2005, a group of amateur ghost hunters ventured into an abandoned house deep in the woods. While filming their exploration, something chilling suddenly appeared on camera. A mysterious figure that sent them fleeing in terror. Keep in mind, video editing wasn't nearly as advanced or widespread back then, which adds a layer of authenticity to the footage. But was it a ghost? Or just someone lurking in the shadows? The mystery remains. While hiking deep in the remote woods of Finland, this man stopped to snap a photo of the breathtaking landscape. But when he looked at the picture later, he was stunned. In the background, something or someone was there. He insists the area was empty when he took the shot. So what did he capture? Was someone silently watching him? Or did he unknowingly photograph something paranormal? In Indonesia, a man filmed something mind-blowing. His footage reveals a towering creature striding beneath a waterfall. It moves on two legs, but it's far too massive to be any kind of ape. And let's be honest, Bigfoot in Indonesia? That doesn't quite add up. So the real question is, What exactly did he capture on camera? A kid was helping his dad move an old table out in the woods on their property. They picked it up, carried it a few steps, and that's when things got creepy.
So my dad and I just picked it up. Obviously it was tipped over, of course. And we picked it up under here and we carried it out. And when I flipped it over, guess what I discovered? Holy fucking shit. And I stuck my hands under there. That is freaky.
Crawling underneath was something big, fast, and seriously unsettling. Some believe it was a wolf spider. Others swear it was a dark fishing spider. Either way, it looked like something straight out of a nightmare. Now, while its bite probably wouldn't have caused major harm, just the thought of almost grabbing it with bare hands? Yeah, that's nightmare fuel. Would you have kept your cool or dropped the table and run? While hiking through a remote trail, a man suddenly froze far off in the distance. He spotted a group of figures dressed head to toe in white suits, moving with eerie precision. They were carrying something large, heavy, and completely unidentifiable. Intrigued and unsettled, he pulled out his phone and started recording from a hidden vantage point, careful not to draw attention. To this day, no one knows who those people were or what exactly they were transporting. But one thing is chillingly clear. It was something dangerous and not meant to be seen. While taking a midnight stroll, these guys spotted a woman sitting all by herself in the park.
Hey, bosom. Yeah, Jesus. Hello? Excuse me? Are you okay? Are you okay? Excuse me? Excuse me? Madam? Sorry.
But just as they got closer, she suddenly jerked in a strange, unseen way off camera, but clearly unsettling. Panic hit them like a wave, and they bolted. Some viewers think she was in the middle of a ritual, maybe even witchcraft, while others believe she might have been homeless or under the influence. Whatever the case, the eerie encounter was enough to leave them visibly shaken. While marking the boundaries of their newly purchased 20-acre off-grid property in the remote Arizona desert, a couple stumbled upon something they never expected: eerie and unsettling clues scattered across the barren landscape. It started innocently enough. They found a couple of old pesos lying in the dust. Odd, but not alarming.
You or you did. Some sort of swamp. What is it?
Then came a small child's shoe, partially buried.
So we found a little kid's shoe, we found a little kid's backpack, and we found this bone under that tree.
Who knows, though? Sorry, buddy.
That's when things took a darker turn. Near a tree, they uncovered bones.
This is deer.
Those are deer bones? Hope so.
Doesn't look like a
Doesn't that look like a really clean cut?
shit, no, it does.
One, long and slender, looked disturbingly like a child's femur. Others nearby seemed like they could belong to a deer, though one was cut clean through, raising more questions than answers. A yoga mat, more bones, more questions. The couple, staying temporarily at a nearby RV park, decided to alert local border agents and contact the sheriff's office. The site sits within the harsh Sonoran Desert, a well-known but deadly passage for migrants, many of whom never make it out alive. So far, there's no official word on whether the bones are human, but the evidence is haunting, and the mystery remains unsolved. A group of friends was strolling down a quiet road that cut through the woods when they spotted a crumbling, abandoned house. Drawn by curiosity, they crept up to the doorway, and that's when they saw it. In the center of the ruined room stood a life-sized scarecrow. It wore a spotless black rain jacket, and its face was eerily hidden behind a smooth yellow plastic mask. It didn't look old or weathered. It looked too new. Someone had been there recently. None of them dared to step inside. Was it a twisted prank or a warning of something much more sinister? While hiking through Pisgah National Forest near Hawkville Mountain, a Reddit user stumbled upon something unsettling. Tucked behind a dead leaf and pinned to a tree was a strange handwritten note covered in cryptic symbols and rambling messages. Disturbed and curious, they snapped a photo and shared it online, hoping someone could make sense of it. They weren't prepared for what came next. Reddit users quickly identified it as a squeal kill note, a bizarre, mysterious type of message that's been popping up in public spaces around Philadelphia for years. These notes are notorious for their chaotic mix of conspiracy theories, religious imagery, coded language, and wild references to everything from the CIA to secret societies. No one knows exactly who's behind them. Some say it's the work of someone battling mental illness. Others think it's protest art, or even a form of underground communication. Whoever the author is, one thing's clear: the messages are strange, unsettling, and unforgettable. While driving home from a hike, a group of friends caught something chilling on camera. A mysterious hand suddenly appears on the windshield, then vanishes without a trace. The rain was pouring, the car was speeding down the road, and yet, somehow, this eerie moment was captured in perfect detail. Skeptics were quick to call it a hoax, until they considered the conditions. Pulling off a fake under that kind of weather and motion? Nearly impossible. Some say it was the spirit of a local legend reaching out. Others still insist it was a well-planned illusion. But one thing's for sure: the footage has never been explained. A curious user recently shared some eerie deer cam footage. The first image seemed normal, but just an hour later, the next shot revealed a chilling 10-degree temperature drop and what looked like a human-shaped figure lurking in the frame. Sudden temperature drops are often linked to paranormal activity, but skeptics say it's likely just a strange coincidence. So what's going on here? A ghostly encounter? Or something with a perfectly logical explanation? The mystery remains up for debate. Brittany Keel from Richmond, Vermont, recently shared a chilling video that's been stirring up debate online. In the clip, eerie sounds can be heard echoing through the stillness of the night, usually around 2:30 a.m., when everything else is silent. While some viewers are convinced it could be cryptids like dogmen lurking in the dark, others argue it's nothing more than nature doing its thing. So, what do you think is really behind these midnight noises? This person shared a bone-chilling trail camera photo that's left the internet buzzing. Captured on a remote mountaintop far from any signs of civilization, the image shows a mysterious figure standing eerily still in the frame. With no clear explanation and no one supposed to be anywhere near the area, the sighting has sparked a wave of wild theories. Some say it's a ghost, others think it's a trespasser. But the most unsettling guesses? Something not quite human and not quite explainable. This eerie photo was snapped by an old neighbor during a visit to friends at Pike Lake in Webster, Wisconsin. According to the uploader, everyone was out kayaking at the time, and they're certain the neighbor doesn't have the know-how to edit photos. Yet, hovering near the lake is a strange, shadowy figure, one that looks far too human-shaped to be dismissed as a random glitch. Coincidence? Or something more unsettling? A Reddit user recently ventured into an abandoned town at night, but what they experienced was nothing short of chilling. Out of the pitch-black silence came the unmistakable sound of children laughing and whispering.
Oigan. Hola. Oi. Oi.
Para allá, güey. Yo lo escucho para acá, carnal.
Sí, para allá se escucha, güey. Niña, ¿puedes venir a jugar con nosotros?
Hola, Choy.
Uy, güey, me
Está hablando, güey.
Está hablando, güey. No mames. Está hablando, güey. Uy, güey, se oyen varios.
In a place long deserted, how could that be possible? Some believe the voices belong to restless spirits, ghosts of the town's former residents echoing through time. Others say it might have been a trick of the wind or a natural illusion. But in that eerie, forgotten town, with darkness closing in from all sides, the supernatural suddenly didn't seem so far-fetched. During a peaceful morning kayaking trip in Florida, this person experienced something unforgettable. As he glided past a thick patch of foliage, he suddenly spotted what looked like a dark face staring back at him from the trees. He couldn't get any closer, and with no clear explanation in sight, he questioned whether it was just pareidolia messing with his mind. Still, the sight was too eerie to ignore, so he snapped a photo and posted it online, hoping someone else could explain the chilling image. Back in 2015, a Reddit user's dad snapped a photo during a school party held deep in the forest. At the time, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But 4 years later, something chilling surfaced. A ghostly, childlike figure lurking in the background. No one at the party remembered seeing this mysterious child, and the uploader began to wonder, could this be the spirit of someone who died in those woods? The eerie figure appears faint and semi-transparent, only adding fuel to the theory that it's something supernatural. One commenter speculated it might just be another kid standing off to the side, pointing out that the children in the foreground seemed to be looking in its direction. But the uploader quickly clarified they were looking at the teacher. What do you think? Ghost, glitch, or something else entirely? While wrapping up his hike along the winding mountain trails, Jason suddenly heard an eerie voice whisper, "Hey!" Thinking someone might be lost or in need of help, he followed the sound deeper into the woods. But instead of finding a person, he stumbled upon something bizarre.
Guys, I don't know what's going on, but I'm up here in the mountains hiking a trail. Rain came in, and I'm on my way back to the parking lot to get to my car. And as I'm walking by, I could have swore I heard something say, "Hey." Figured I better document this. And then I've seen this. It looks like a chimney over there. What is that?
An old, crumbling chimney standing alone, with no house or ruins in sight. Just the chimney. And then he heard it again. That's when it hit him. This wasn't someone calling for help.
It's cool. This is neat. I heard it again. Oh, shit!
This was something else. Gripped by a chill that had nothing to do with the weather, Jason turned and bolted, never daring to look back. While hiking alone on a mountain trail, Eric found himself caught on a dark, rain-soaked path as the sun dipped below the horizon. Trying to keep his spirits up, he pulled out his phone and began recording a light-hearted video for his friends. Behind him, in the shadows, a pair of glowing eyes appeared, watching. Eric didn't notice them at the time. He made it back safely, but when he later reviewed the footage, a chilling realization set in. Something had been following him in the darkness. Whether it was an animal or something else, he still doesn't know. While exploring the woods in search of the perfect hunting spot, Cake the Legend 69 snapped a photo that sent chills down her spine. In the background stood a mysterious figure completely alone. She swears it couldn't have been anyone from her group. They were all behind her, scattered in other parts of the forest. Later, they learned that the area was once home to a logging town that mysteriously vanished, leaving behind nothing but 13 forgotten graves with crumbling, time-worn headstones. Was it a glimpse into the paranormal, or is there a chilling but logical explanation lurking in those woods? While hiking near an old, abandoned BBC station that had been shut down since the 70s, a man decided to film a quick video to share with his friends. But when he sent it over, their replies weren't about the view. They were all asking the same thing. What was that strange sound in the background? Curious, he listened back, and this time, he heard it too. To this day, no one knows what it was. Some say it's just a frog croaking. Others swear it's something else, something not alive. One night, Jay Brannon found himself drawn to an abandoned church beside a graveyard on Long Island. At first, everything seemed quiet, even. But then, strange flickering lights began to pulse from within the church. They flashed erratically, growing brighter and more intense, almost as if they were responding to his presence. Unnerved, Jay didn't dare step inside. The next morning, curiosity got the better of him. He returned to the church in daylight, only to find it completely deserted. No signs of life, no trace of the eerie lights. But what he discovered next chilled him to the bone. The church had burned down 3 times and had been struck by lightning twice. Whatever those lights were, they may not have been electrical at all. Maybe something from the past still haunts the ruins. A Reddit user came across something that felt ripped from a nightmare. A tree entirely covered in strange, unnatural-looking skulls. The air around it felt off, thick with a dread that didn't belong to the world of the living. Haunted by what they saw, the user returned the next day to get a better look. But the tree and every single skull had completely vanished. No footprints, no broken branches, not even a trace of disturbed soil. It was like the whole thing had been wiped from existence, or was never really there to begin with. 2 wild campers set off into the heart of the Welsh wilderness, eager for an adventure in a remote, abandoned building, a place rumored to be haunted. After clearing out the cobwebs and tidying up the space, they began exploring its eerie corners, trying to shake off the unsettling atmosphere while casually chatting about the mysterious history of the place. But then, something happened.
Mental. Well stoked. Yeah, certainly is. What was that?
Suddenly, a sound pierced the silence. They tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but the strange noises continued, growing more intense.
No, there's my torch.
Right, let me get out there. Definitely. What the hell is that noise?
The air felt heavier, and a chill set in. Despite the growing unease, they decided to investigate, stepping into the darkness armed only with their torches. As they ventured outside, the eerie noises became louder.
No one here.
Bloody hell. What the freaking hell was that noise? Oh man, oh dude.
That assumes it's a CP button.
Unnerving them even more, they returned downstairs, their nerves on edge. And that's when they noticed something that made their blood run cold, something they hadn't seen before. But before they could process what was happening, they both froze. Hanging in the doorway was something they couldn't explain. Still, despite the overwhelming fear, they pushed forward. But things were far from over. As the night stretched on, it only grew darker. The unsettling noises and chilling presence seemed relentless. And yet, they made it through the night, though their minds would never quite let go of the haunting mystery of what exactly lurked in that remote building. What was the true story behind the strange happenings they witnessed? Was it just the wind, or something far more sinister? A Reddit user shared a chilling story about their friend who went hiking deep into the woods one quiet afternoon. While wandering through the dense, silent forest, he casually took a photo of the trees, just a random snapshot. But later, when he looked back at the picture, he noticed something disturbing. Behind one of the trees stood a massive black figure, partially hidden but towering over anything human-sized. Some swear it looks like Bigfoot, while others chalk it up to eerie shadows and imagination. What do you think? Ooh. A Russian biker and his friend were cruising through what looked like an abandoned, crumbling village, capturing everything on a helmet cam. It seemed like just another eerie ride until something wild happened. Out of nowhere, one of them plunged into a massive hole in the ground caused by a burst pipe. The water inside? Murky, foul-looking, and the kind of brownish color that makes you wonder if it's sewage. For a moment, it looked like a total disaster was unfolding. But according to Russian reports, it wasn't nearly as dangerous as it appeared. While taking a nighttime walk near an old, supposedly abandoned mansion in Globe, Arizona, Reddit user Smithery Guy captured something chilling. As he scanned the building with his flashlight, he caught a glimpse of movement in one of the windows, sending shivers down his spine.
Good morning. Is that something right there? Is somebody right there? No way. No fucking way. Is that somebody right there? Hey. Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Calling out to whoever, or what, or whatever might be inside, he received nothing but silence. Despite his efforts to uncover the truth, the source of the movement remains a mystery, leaving one haunting question behind. Is the mansion truly abandoned? Or is something still lurking within its walls? While hiking through the remote wilderness of Norway, a man stumbled upon something chilling. An old, abandoned house hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he stepped inside and was shocked to find the place still had electricity. As he ventured deeper into the dark, eerie rooms, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, a strange, shadowy creature locked eyes with him. Frozen in fear, the man panicked, lost his footing, and tumbled down the stairs. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. Was it something paranormal, or is there a more logical explanation? In 2020, a Reddit user casually snapped a selfie in their living room. At the time, only their sister and dad were supposed to be home, no one else. But when they looked closer at the photo, something chilling stood out. In the background, a figure was visible. It wasn't their sister. It wasn't their dad. Strange things had always happened in that house, but this felt different. The figure looked too real. It even cast a shadow. That one detail changed everything. Was it a ghost accidentally caught on camera? Or had someone been inside the house the whole time, completely unnoticed? A man ventured into the mysterious woods of Rivington, a location shrouded in unsettling legends, most notably the tale of a demonic headless horseman said to haunt the area. Intending to enjoy a peaceful bushcrafting trip away from the bustle of civilization, he set up his hammock in a secluded spot, far from other campers. As night fell, the atmosphere quickly shifted. The peaceful rustling of leaves turned into suspicious noises, sharp movements echoing from the trees behind him. At first, he assumed it might be wildlife or fellow campers wandering nearby, but the sounds weren't steady or natural. It was like something was darting through the trees, deliberately stopping when he paid attention. Then, without warning, the stillness shattered.
So I don't know if they're making their way over this side because they might have seen my light. Hear that? Click, click, click. I know the seagulls are going. What the hell is that? Right, let's go get a drink and something to eat. Right, so I'm literally just here in the hammock, and all of a sudden all I heard is bang, 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 like 3 gunshots. It's literally what it sounded like, 3 gunshots. So I looked over to where those other lads are.
3 loud bangs, sharp, sudden, and unmistakable. They rang out like gunshots in the night. He scanned the area, spotting torchlights flickering from the direction where other campers were set up. But what followed was a disturbing silence. The lights dimmed. No voices, no laughter, just the kind of quiet that presses down on you. Feeling uneasy, he decided to pack up his gear and move deeper into the woods. But just as he started to dismantle his hammock, something was thrown at him deliberately. He saw it fly through the air. Someone or something was targeting him. He called out, hoping it was just another group messing around, but there was no response. Just more flickering lights and the creeping sense that he was no longer alone.
I'm being followed. Then this isn't a smart place to come. Plus it's a dead end right in front of me. I'm literally having to back up nice and slow. I know there's nobody going to be in front of me, but there's no half chance somebody's behind me. I hate tight spaces as well. This isn't helping my anxiety. I literally just got that gap. As I got out, I swear it's gunshots. I heard it again. But this time it was fantastic. But they didn't. Somebody flung something at me. And I know they flung it because I seen it coming towards me, not dropping down, if you know what I mean. Where you could have said, oh, maybe it's just a branch snapped off a tree you had in the woods after all. There was nothing like that. It come like this towards me. Then I heard like...
He rushed to gather the rest of his belongings and get away from the area. Eventually, he found his way to an old, abandoned castle ruin nestled deeper in the forest. It should have felt safe. It didn't. The sense of being followed only grew stronger. Every rustle behind him felt calculated. Every shadow stretched a little too far. Realizing that no matter how far he walked, he would not find comfort, he made the difficult decision to end his adventure early. Whatever haunted these woods, real or supernatural, had made one thing clear. He wasn't welcome. A curious user decided to take a walk in the quiet forest behind their street. After sitting alone on a rock for about 30 minutes, their sister called out from home, urging them to come back. It was getting dark, and she had a bad feeling about something she couldn't explain. The user agreed to head back in 10 minutes. But just as they stood up to leave, they noticed something. Something was staring at them. They brushed it off at first, thinking, maybe it's just a tree. But the uneasy feeling lingered.
Alright, well, I'm just going for a walk. That's a bit sus. I even looked that way and there was nothing there earlier. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. I'm going home now. Bye-bye.
They even glanced in that direction earlier and swore there was nothing there. Still uneasy, they decided to head home. Later, when they reviewed the video they had taken in the forest, their heart dropped. In the background was a shadowy black spot, one that eerily resembled a face or hair. Terrified, they bolted home. They haven't stepped into those woods since, and now they finally understand why their sister always said she heard strange sounds out there. About 11 years ago, a group of friends went out mudding for a fun day off-road. At one point, one of their trucks got stuck, and naturally, they snapped a few photos to laugh about later. Months down the line, while revisiting those pictures and joking about the moment, someone noticed something chilling in the background stood a man, hidden among the trees, silently watching them. None of them had seen him that day. So, the question is, who was out there in the woods? And if it was just an ordinary person, why didn't he come over to help? While out for a walk in the woods near their home, someone stumbled upon a strange, eerie structure hidden among the trees. Curiosity led them inside, and that's when it hit them. This was a witch's hut. They snapped a few photos and posted them online, sparking a flood of urgent warnings from commenters. Don't touch anything. Don't take anything. But it was too late. They already had. Most people would know better than to mess with something like this. But the uploader didn't seem fazed. Instead of fear, they were filled with one burning question. Who left these objects behind and why? Two friends set out to explore an abandoned convent about an hour from town. The place was creepy, but perfect for a viral TikTok dance, so they hit record. As the girl danced, the guy behind the camera suddenly froze. Just over her shoulder, something didn't feel right. They inched closer, and that's when they saw it.
What the fuck? Andy, stop.
I'm so...
Oh my god. Also, stop. Hold him.
Also, come on.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Oh my god.
A group of people standing in a tight circle, heads bowed, silently performing what looked like a ritual. Shaken to the core, the friends fled. The video cuts off, with no answers, only questions. In another chilling encounter, a man went hiking deep into the woods. Everything was normal until he felt eyes on him. Turning slowly, he spotted a figure staring straight at him, completely still, completely silent. But when he approached, it wasn't a person at all. Hanging from a tree branch was a bathrobe with a mask attached to it. No footprints, no sign of who or what put it there, just the unsettling feeling that he was never alone. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling video they captured while driving through Gettysburg's infamous wheat field, a site drenched in Civil War history and ghostly legends. Filmed at night, the clip starts quietly, until the unmistakable sound of fifes and drums slowly rises in the distance. There's no one in sight, no reenactments, just eerie phantom music echoing through the darkness. The moment sent shivers down viewers' spines. In the comments, others chimed in with their unsettling encounters. Reports of cannon fire in the dead of night, the thunder of invisible horse hooves pounding the earth, and whispers carried by the wind. One thing's for sure, Gettysburg's wheat field isn't just a battlefield, it's a place where the past refuses to rest. A hiker exploring a remote, ancient church, once known for dark rituals and burials, thought he was alone. At first, everything seemed normal, but as he was leaving, his camera captured something unsettling. A woman silently standing in the distance.
I had a feeling here. Let me see how this camera here is recording. Okay, it's cool there. It's cool. I had a feeling here. Look out here, guys. Listen there. I believe the camera caught it now.
Later, he heard something even more disturbing, a child's voice echoing from the forest, calling out, "Mommy, Daddy." Compelled to return days later, he found the area even more unsettling. While walking through tall grass, he saw something terrifying, though he never said exactly what. Shaken, he rushed back to the church, but as he stepped inside, strange sounds filled the air, whispers and repeated words like, "Scoot, scoot."
There was a noise right next door, look. Oh my goodness, man, look at this, man, look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh. Whoa, listen, look at this. Whoa. Man, you're crazy. Look at this, guys. Man, that's impressive.
The church was empty, completely still, no one in sight. And yet, he couldn't shake the feeling. Something was watching him. While out enjoying a quiet day of fishing, this person suddenly spotted something eerie moving just beneath the water's surface.
What is it? What the actual hell is this? Please, dear God, someone tell me what this is.
Slithering slowly through the murky water was a bizarre, worm-like creature, tiny, with a long tail that writhed as it floated along. Naturally, the internet had thoughts. Viewers quickly jumped in to solve the mystery, identifying it as a rat-tailed maggot, the larval stage of a hoverfly. As creepy as it looks, that long tail isn't a stinger, it's a breathing tube, allowing the maggot to survive in stagnant water. Gross? Maybe. Dangerous? Not at all. This unsettling little critter will one day transform into a harmless hoverfly. Nature's weird, right? This wild Reddit clip kicks off with a fisherman in the middle of a murky river gripping the tail of a massive anaconda. The thick, intense snake glides effortlessly through the water as the man struggles to keep hold. The video starts partway through, so no one knows how this bizarre showdown began. But one thing's obvious. The snake has a huge bulge in its belly L, likely from a recent meal. And while the footage is jaw-dropping, most viewers agree, grabbing a wild anaconda by the tail, probably not the brightest idea. Reddit user Genuine Intrigue recently shared a spine-tingling clip captured by their backyard security camera. In the dead of night, a mysterious white mist drifts eerily across the frame, setting off the motion detector. Despite digging for answers, the user couldn't pinpoint a cause. While some suggested it might be a bug or spider crawling across the lens, that theory didn't hold up, especially since snow was falling in the foreground, ruling out a close-up optical illusion. The unexplained presence left viewers deeply unsettled. A Redditor recently shared a chilling moment from a late-night fishing trip. While snapping photos of a nearby bridge, they took 4 shots, but only one captured something strange. A glowing light, eerily shaped like a person. Sure, it could be a reflection, but there's something about it that feels off, almost unnatural. Could it be an apparition? A Reddit user was digging through an old memory box when they stumbled upon a childhood Christmas photo from the early 2000s. The picture shows the user on the right and their older sister on the left at first glance, just a sweet, typical holiday snapshot. But then something chilling caught their eye in the background. There, lurking in the far right corner, appeared a shadowy figure, an eerie, almost demonic presence with a clear face and thin black arm that seemed to be resting on the back of the user's neck. The discovery sent shivers down their spine. Terrified and curious, the Redditor turned to the community for answers. What exactly were they seeing in that haunting photo? In Cleveland, grandmother Cindy Reed was babysitting her granddaughter Nova when Nova suddenly claimed to see a man with bug eyes standing in their dining room.
It's you too. What? What? Who's coming?
Here coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who?
Here.
Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where's he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room?
Yep.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This him.
Take me to him. Show me.
This him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
I bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home.
Terrified, Cindy took Nova upstairs. Despite Cindy's strong fear of the paranormal, Nova continues to see the mysterious figure around the house, though no one else can see him. A Reddit user shared a festive photo on Christmas Day, proudly showing off their gifts and beautifully decorated tree. But it wasn't until someone spotted it on Instagram that things took a creepy turn in the background near the tree. A faint, shadowy figure seems to be creeping toward the bathroom door. Now, they can't stop staring at the image, trying to unravel the mystery of what exactly they captured. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling video captured by a friend of their sister while skiing in Victoria, Australia. In the footage, a mysterious black figure appears to be hovering eerily above the skier, completely motionless, even as the skier moves at full speed. The figure's unnatural stillness has left viewers rattled, sparking debate. Is this an eerie paranormal presence, or just a strange reflection off the snow? A Reddit user snapped a casual photo on her phone during a Christmas visit to her parents' friend's house. Days later, as she scrolled through her pictures, something chilling caught her eye. Semi-transparent feet hovering eerily in the center of the room. When she shared the image with the homeowners, they were understandably disturbed by the ghostly presence captured in their living room. This TikToker, usually known for sharing hilarious everyday moments, recently posted a video that took a shocking turn from his usual content. While he was fast asleep, his security camera picked up something eerie. Things got even weirder when a sharp-eyed viewer pointed out the rug in the corner slowly lifting right before the clip ends. Is this proof of something paranormal or just a brilliantly staged prank? While driving to their Christmas getaway with their wife, 2 sons, and dogs in tow, a Redditor got an unexpected alert from their baby monitor. A strange noise coming from their empty house. The timing made no sense. They had just left, and the user even provided time-stamped footage confirming it. The last recorded moment was them leaving at 3:02 p.m., and yet, the eerie sound came through right after. So what exactly made that noise in a house no one was supposed to be in? This person shared a seemingly ordinary photo taken on New Year's Eve, but a closer look revealed something chilling. A mysterious, childlike figure hovering just above their heads. At first, it was brushed off as a trick of the light until 2 weeks later, when the user discovered their wife was pregnant. Suddenly, the eerie figure didn't seem so random, and many began to wonder if it was somehow connected to the unborn child. While hiking near the railroad tracks in Mission Park, San Antonio, a man snapped a quick photo, but what he saw later left him speechless. When he reviewed the image, 2 mysterious figures appeared in the distance, standing eerily still. Locals have long whispered tales of ghostly children who push stalled cars off the tracks. But this was something entirely different. Confused and unsettled, unsure if he'd captured a trick of the light or something truly supernatural, he posted the photo online, and the internet hasn't stopped talking about it since. On October 27, 2024, a man exploring an abandoned railway station stumbled upon something bone-chilling.
रात के 12 बज रहे हैं और आप लोग देख सकते हैं दूर दूर तो कोई नज़र नहीं आ रहा। इस रेलवे स्टेशन पे नज़र आ रही तो सिर्फ वो औरत। यहाँ पे देख सकते हो भाई, रात के 12 बजे ये औरत यहाँ पे क्या कर रही है। जैसा लोग बोलते थे कि भाई ये औरत नहीं, ये औरत की आत्मा है जो कि ट्रेन के आने का इंतज़ार करती रहते हैं और यहाँ ट्रेन निकलेगी उसके पीछे ही जाती है, पता नहीं।
Sitting motionless on a weathered bench was a pale woman, silent, eerily still. At first he thought she was just another lost soul, until she vanished. When he glanced down to check his camera, she was right there. But when he looked up again, the bench was empty. Gone. He swears she wasn't human, but a restless spirit trapped in time, forever waiting for trains that will never return. Locals believe she's the reason no one dares set foot there after dark, and now so does he. In October 2011, a seemingly innocent photo op turned into a heartbreaking tragedy in Utah. 3 girls made the dangerous decision to stand on active train tracks, hoping to snap a dramatic picture as a train approached. What they didn't realize was just how fatal that moment would become. Seconds after the shutter clicked, disaster struck. The speeding train barreled into them. 2 of the girls were killed instantly. The 3rd was critically injured and rushed to the hospital, clinging to life on support machines. But despite doctors' efforts, her injuries were too severe. Eventually, she too passed away, leaving behind a haunting reminder of how one reckless choice can change everything. Redditor Amy Dancing struck paranormal gold again during a visit to a World War II train tunnel in Darwin, Australia. That day, she and her group were the first to arrive, guaranteeing they were completely alone. Yet, somehow, her camera picked up a chilling, ghostly voice echoing through the tunnel. Most Reddit users agreed the timing and camera movement seemed legit. The real mystery still lingers. What was that voice trying to say? One summer day, Reddit user GladSalamander2361 decided to conduct a spirit box session at an abandoned train station. While there, they noticed a dark figure standing completely still for a full 3 minutes. Despite their efforts to make contact, the figure remained eerily silent and motionless. Then, in a chilling moment, when they looked away for just 2 seconds and glanced back, the figure had vanished without a trace. Luckily, they managed to snap a photo, though they're unsure if it's a shadow figure or something far more mysterious. Now, they're leaving it up to the community to decide what they think it was. This photo was snapped at the railway of an old mine. At first glance, it looked like just another vintage shot, but then something chilling caught the eye. In the background, a shadowy figure lurked, something or someone that clearly didn't belong. It wasn't human. It had an eerie, ghostly presence. Was it just a trick of the light, or did this photo capture something truly paranormal? In July 2008, a young boy was filming in the Rocky Mountains when he captured something strange hovering in the sky. What he filmed was no ordinary sight. A dark ring floated silently above the mountains, completely still, then slowly drifted away. There were no planes nearby, no wildfires, nothing that could explain a perfect smoke ring just hanging in the air like that. When the footage spread online, people were baffled. Theories exploded. Was it a portal? A wormhole? Something not from here? To this day, no one can say what the boy saw, and some still wonder, was it real, or was it all just a clever edit? While venturing deep into the woods, a hiker climbed onto the roof of an abandoned building to capture the breathtaking view. But as they scanned the landscape, something strange caught their eye. A tall, thin, gray figure weaving through the trees. Heart-pounding, they zoomed in, only to realize it resembled neither a human nor any animal they had ever seen. A chill ran down their spine, an unshakable sense of dread settling in. For the rest of the day, the eerie encounter haunted their thoughts, leaving them questioning what they had just witnessed. A man who lives near the Appalachian Mountains often hikes the trails alone, and has never experienced anything out of the ordinary until one chilling trip changed that. While exploring the woods like he always does, he suddenly heard a scream, unlike anything he'd ever encountered. It could have been wildlife, but something about it felt off, unnatural even. Was this his first real brush with the unsettling mysteries of the Appalachian wilderness? This guy spotted something weird moving in the ocean, a long, dark shape silently gliding just below the surface. At first, he figured it was just a piece of driftwood, until it started to rise. That's when he saw it. A smooth, snake-like body, moving with eerie precision. Some viewers brushed it off as floating debris, but the way it swayed through the water, it looked alive. The footage might be grainy and far off, but one thing's clear: something big was creeping just offshore. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car, Who's the aliens, bro? I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Estoy diciendo que no va a pasar nada, pero...
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. While hiking a remote stretch of the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a lone hiker reached the summit expecting sweeping views, but stumbled upon something far more chilling. Hidden among the trees, they discovered an old, forgotten graveyard. Weathered headstones jutted from the earth, with no signs, no fences, and no trace of it on any map. The hiker searched for answers but found nothing. No names, no history, no explanation. The eerie silence and cold mountain air clung to them, leaving behind a mystery and a memory they'd never shake. Lewis, Clark, and their friends thought exploring an old, abandoned train hidden deep within the forest would be fun. Most of the train cars were empty, silent, and eerie, but nothing too unusual. That is, until they reached the caboose. Inside, the air felt heavier. The sheets covering the benches were stained with dark red spots. Something large, something unnaturally heavy, was hidden beneath one of them.
The carriage will come, let's go. What is that? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Just go, just get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, we need to get out.
Fucking go, go.
That shit. Go on.
Fuck! Ugh. There's mud everywhere, Anne. Wait, is that a body? We need to call the police, mate. We need to... Oh my god, this has happened before, bro. This has happened before. Ow, my fucking head. Fuck!
Mate. I'm fucking wrong, mate.
No one dared to lift the sheet. They bolted, even leaping over another blood-stained cover on their way out, hearts pounding. To this day, no one knows what was under those sheets. Some say it was a body, others think it was something even worse. But one thing's certain, Lewis and his friends never went back. and they never will. Less than half a mile into a 2021 section hike on the Appalachian Trail, this hiker suddenly heard something strange, eerie sounds echoing through the trees. Every hair on their body stood up. The trail was completely empty, yet the noise grew louder, closer, like something huge was creeping just out of sight in the woods. Turns out, it was just cows. So no, not everything in the wilderness is something sinister, but still, stay alert. You never know what's waiting just off the path. Sydney, a solo traveler, returned to one of the very first campsites she'd ever visited, tucked deep within the Appalachian wilderness. When she arrived, the forest was eerily silent, not a soul in sight. She pitched her tent and started cooking a simple meal, rice and chicken sizzling over the fire. That's when she heard it.
Is that?
A strange, unplaceable sound echoed through the trees. It didn't quite feel natural. Still, Sydney brushed it off and stayed the night. Luckily, nothing happened, or so she thought. To this day, the clip remains a complete mystery. In 2011, a family vacationing in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains captured something eerie on camera.
What's he doing?
While filming the scenic view, the man behind the camera noticed a sudden movement in the background. A moment later, it appeared again, this time partially hidden behind thick bushes. The family was convinced they had just seen Bigfoot, and given how steep and unforgiving the terrain is, especially around Klingman's Dome, it would be nearly impossible for someone to stage a hoax in a costume. Strangest of all, sightings like this aren't exactly uncommon in these mountains. While walking along a quiet trail, a Reddit user stumbled upon something truly disturbing. Pinned to a tree was a severed tongue. Some believed it was real, possibly belonging to a cow or deer, while others speculated it could be part of a sinister ritual or even a chilling warning. But who would do such a thing, and why? What could be the real story behind this eerie discovery? While camping deep in the woods, a family snapped what they thought was a sweet photo of their 3 children playing in a tree. At first glance, everything looked perfectly normal, just a joyful moment frozen in time. But when they looked closer, later that evening, their hearts sank. Standing just behind their youngest son was a 4th child. The eerie part. The family swears no one else was around. They were miles from anyone, in a secluded part of the forest. So, who or what was in that photo? Could it have been a ghost? One night off the coast of Scapello, Sicily, something eerie was captured on camera. A glowing figure drifted through the dark waters at first, and it looked like a diver with a headlamp. But as it came closer, the illusion fell apart. Its shape was all wrong. long, serpent-like, a visible spine running down its back, and the way it moved, not human, not even close. Was it just a trick of the light? A diver caught at a strange angle? Or did this fisherman stumble upon something far more mysterious lurking beneath the surface? It was around 2 a.m. during a peaceful late-night fishing trip when this person, sitting alone by a still, quiet lake, decided to snap a quick photo just to capture the moment. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The night was calm, silent, exactly what you'd expect at that hour. But when they checked the photo later, there it was. A dark, shadowy figure standing in the distance. They swear no one else was there. So the question is who, or what, was lurking by the lake that night? As he drove down an old, abandoned road toward his campsite, a chill ran down his spine. Up ahead, something eerie caught his eye. A shadowy figure in a flowing white dress crossing the road. His heart pounded as he slammed the brakes. Who or what was that? Curiosity got the best of him. Stepping out of his car into the pitch-black night, he scanned the surroundings. But there was nothing. Just silence and darkness. If it were a person, why were they wandering alone in the middle of the forest at this hour? And if it wasn't, then what had he just seen? While trekking through the woods, a group of adventurers stumbled upon an abandoned GoPro, its owner nowhere in sight. Intrigued, they played back the footage only to be shaken by what they uncovered. The final moments showed a group of unknown explorers, their expressions shifting from excitement to pure terror. In the background, a shadowy, unnerving figure loomed, watching them. Then, without warning, the footage cut to black. Despite efforts to identify the people in the video, their identities remain a mystery. Were they just lost tourists? Or does this eerie recording capture the final moments of a group that was never meant to be found? A Reddit user recently shared a photo from a peaceful trip to a forest in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they were trying to capture a playful shot of a tree. However, upon zooming in, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious gray figure appeared to be standing at the edge of a fence. Some commenters speculated that the figure resembled a woman in Victorian-era clothing, possibly a nurse or housemaid. Given the area's rich Civil War history, could this be the spirit of a Civil War nurse still lingering in the woods? The eerie discovery has sparked some fascinating theories. It was a quiet evening as the YouTuber settled in for a solo camping trip deep in the forest. As night crept in, he curled up in his tent, ready to get some rest. But then, something stirred him awake. Torn between fear and curiosity, he gathered the courage to step outside and investigate.
It went away though. I feel like I kind of want to go out and check, but I'm kind of scared too. I think we're going to go out and check. I might just walk around and look at the area. Look at this, guys. I can't even see if they're on camera. It's so dark. Let me see if my phone flashlight's better. I think that's a little better. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely better. I'm just gonna use my phone flashlight.
But when he looked around, everything seemed normal, until he spotted something strange. Just as he started to feel calm again, snuggling back into his sleeping bag, a sudden noise shattered the silence.
Wait. Guys, what is this? Some sort of marking on the tree. It's kind of creepy. I wonder what that's for. Alright, well, now that I know that there's nothing out there, I'm gonna try to go back to bed. Hello?
If you listen closely, you could hear the unmistakable sound of footsteps, this time circling his tent. Terrified and confused, unable to figure out what was out there, he made a snap decision. In the middle of the night, with fear and adrenaline coursing through him, he packed up and bolted, abandoning his campsite without a second thought. If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.